Every morning, before the world asks anything of you, before the noise begins, you have a quiet moment that can shape your entire day. In that moment, what you tell yourself matters more than anything else. So start by saying, "Today is a gift, and I am grateful to be here." No matter your age, no matter your past, waking up is proof that life is still inviting you forward. Tell yourself that your body, exactly as it is today, deserves care and respect. You are not too old to feel stronger, calmer, or more alive, and you are not behind in life. You are exactly where you need to be to take the next small step. Every morning sets the emotional and mental direction for the entire day, whether we realize it or not, because the first thoughts you allow into your mind quietly decide how you will see yourself, your body, and the world around you. When you wake up, your mind is open and receptive, not yet crowded by responsibilities, news, or other people's expectations, and this makes the morning the most powerful time to guide your mood and energy. If the day begins with rushing, complaining, or self-criticism, your nervous system stays tense and everything feels heavier. But when the day begins with calm words, gratitude, and intention, your body and mind move in a softer, more supportive rhythm. This is especially important as we grow older because our energy becomes more valuable and how we spend it determines how we feel by evening. A gentle morning mindset reminds you that there is no need to hurry through life, that steady and mindful steps are enough. When you start the morning by telling yourself that today can be handled, that you are capable and allowed to move at your own pace, your confidence quietly grows. This confidence does not come from big achievements, but from the feeling of inner safety and self-trust. The brain listens closely to your morning thoughts and uses them as instructions, deciding whether to release stress hormones or calming ones. A peaceful morning message can lower anxiety, improve focus, and even support better digestion and heart health throughout the day. This is why simple habits like drinking a glass of water, stretching lightly, or sitting quietly for a few deep breaths can completely change how your body feels for hours afterward. For older adults, mornings are also a chance to reconnect with the body in a kind and respectful way. Instead of judging stiffness, fatigue, or changes, the morning can be a moment to say, "I am grateful for what my body can do today." This mindset reduces frustration and helps you make better choices, like eating nourishing food instead of skipping meals, or choosing a short walk instead of staying inactive. When the day starts with care, you are more likely to continue caring for yourself without force or guilt. The morning becomes a foundation, not a test. Emotionally, mornings shape how you respond to people and situations. A calm start makes you more patient, more understanding, and less reactive. You carry that calm into conversations, decisions, and even unexpected challenges. Instead of feeling overwhelmed, you feel grounded because you already reminded yourself that you are enough for the day ahead. Over time, these mornings add up, creating a life that feels steadier and more balanced. Every sunrise is a fresh invitation to choose how you want to feel, not perfectly, but intentionally, knowing that the way you begin is often the way you continue, and the way you continue slowly becomes the way you live daily self. ACH shapes confidence, calm, and motivation at any age because the words you repeat to yourself become the lens through which you experience life. Your mind is always listening, even when you think you are just thinking, and it believes what you tell it most often. When your inner voice is harsh or critical, your body responds with tension, hesitation, and self-doubt. But when your inner voice is supportive and encouraging, your nervous system relaxes, and your actions become more confident and steady. This is not about pretending everything is perfect. It is about choosing language that helps you move forward instead of holding you back. As we grow older, self-talk becomes even more important because many people begin to question their abilities, their relevance, or their physical strength. If you start telling yourself that you are too old, too slow, or no longer capable, your body and mind will follow that instruction. But when you replace those thoughts with words like I am learning to take care of myself, I still have value, and I can improve step by step, your motivation quietly returns. Confidence does not come from comparing yourself to others. It comes from trusting your own journey and respecting where you are today. Calm is also built through daily self-talk. When stress appears, the first voice you hear is your own, and it can either add fear or bring reassurance. Telling yourself that you can handle this, that you have faced difficult moments before, and that there is no need to rush allows your breathing to slow and your heart to settle. This calm state helps with clearer thinking, better sleep, and even healthier blood pressure. Over time, a calm inner voice becomes a habit, and life begins to feel less overwhelming and more manageable. Motivation grows naturally when self-talk is kind and realistic. Instead of saying, I must do everything perfectly, you begin to say, I will do what I can today. This shift removes pressure and makes it easier to stay consistent with healthy habits like eating balanced meals, drinking enough water, or doing light exercise. Encouraging self-talk helps you get back on track after setbacks, rather than giving up completely. It teaches you that progress is allowed to be slow and that small efforts still matter. For older adults, positive self-talk also supports independence and dignity. When you speak to yourself with respect, you make choices that protect your health and energy. You are more likely to listen to your body, rest when needed, and stay active in ways that feel safe and enjoyable. Over time, your inner dialogue becomes a source of strength, reminding you that age does not take away your ability to grow, adapt, and find meaning. The way you speak to yourself every day quietly shapes the way you live, feel, and show up in the world. And when that voice becomes a friend instead of a critic, confidence, calm, and motivation naturally follow. Gratitude in the morning builds resilience and emotional strength because it gently trains your mind to focus on what is present and supportive rather than what feels missing or difficult. When you wake up and intentionally acknowledge even one thing you are thankful for, your brain shifts out of survival mode and into a calmer, more balanced state. This simple practice does not ignore challenges, but it gives you a stronger foundation to face them without feeling overwhelmed. Over time, gratitude becomes a mental anchor, reminding you that even on hard days, there is something steady and meaningful to hold on to. For older adults, morning gratitude can be especially powerful because life has already brought many changes, losses, and transitions. Gratitude helps soften the weight of these experiences by honoring what still remains: health that allows you to move, relationships that bring warmth, memories that carry wisdom, or even the quiet comfort of a new day. When you start your morning by appreciating these things, your emotional strength grows naturally. You feel less fragile and more grounded because your sense of well-being is no longer tied only to circumstances, but to perspective. Emotionally, gratitude acts like a reset button. Instead of waking up with worry about the future or regret about the past, you begin the day with acceptance. This acceptance reduces stress hormones and supports a calmer nervous system, which can improve sleep quality, digestion, and overall mood. A grateful mindset also increases patience, making it easier to deal with daily frustrations without emotional exhaustion. When you feel emotionally steady in the morning, you are less likely to carry tension into the rest of the day. Gratitude also influences healthier lifestyle choices. When you appreciate your body, you are more inclined to nourish it with balanced meals rather than neglecting it. You become more mindful about drinking water, choosing foods that support your energy, and enjoying meals without guilt. Gratitude makes movement feel like a privilege instead of a chore. A short walk, gentle stretching, or light exercise becomes a way to celebrate what your body can do, not punish it for what it cannot. Over time, Morning gratitude strengthens resilience by changing how you respond to challenges. Instead of asking, "Why is this happening to me?" you begin to ask, "What can I learn?" or "How can I care for myself through this?" This shift builds emotional flexibility, allowing you to adapt rather than resist. Gratitude also deepens connection, helping you appreciate people in your life and the simple moments you share, which further supports emotional well-being. Each morning, gratitude is a quiet but powerful choice. It does not require long lists or perfect words, only honesty and intention. As this practice becomes part of your routine, you may notice that you feel more hopeful, more patient, and more emotionally strong. The day feels lighter, not because problems disappear, but because your heart becomes better equipped to carry them, and that emotional resilience grows stronger with every grateful morning thought. Respecting and accepting your body is the foundation of healthy aging, because the relationship you have with your body shapes every choice you make about your health, your energy, and your self-worth. As the years pass, the body naturally changes, and when those changes are met with criticism or frustration, stress increases and motivation decreases. But when you choose respect instead of judgment, your body responds with greater balance and cooperation. Acceptance does not mean giving up on improvement. It means starting from a place of kindness so that care becomes sustainable and supportive rather than forced. For many older adults, it is easy to focus on what the body no longer does the way it once did. Stiff joints, slower movement, or lower energy can feel discouraging, especially when compared to earlier years. Yet respect begins with acknowledging what the body still allows you to do each day. Breathing, walking, seeing, hearing, and waking up are all signs of strength that often go unnoticed. When you start the day by appreciating these abilities, your mindset shifts from loss to gratitude, and that shift reduces emotional strain and builds inner peace. Accepting your body also encourages healthier habits. When you respect your body, you are more likely to feed it with nourishing foods instead of skipping meals or relying on comfort eating. You begin to see healthy eating not as restriction, but as fuel that supports digestion, immunity, and steady energy. Drinking enough water, choosing balanced meals, and eating mindfully become natural extensions of self-respect. These small daily choices add up, supporting long-term health without pressure or guilt. Movement becomes gentler and more enjoyable when it comes from acceptance. Instead of pushing through pain or avoiding activity altogether, you learn to listen to your body's signals. Light exercise, stretching, walking, or simple balance movements help maintain mobility and confidence. Respecting your limits prevents injury and burnout while still allowing growth. The body responds positively to this approach, becoming more flexible, more stable, and easier to trust over time. Emotionally, body acceptance reduces stress and self-criticism. When you stop fighting your body, your nervous system relaxes, and mental energy becomes available for joy, creativity, and connection. You become less focused on appearance and more focused on how you feel. This emotional shift supports better sleep, improved mood, and a stronger sense of self-worth. You begin to understand that your value is not measured by how your body looks, but by how you care for it and live within it. Healthy aging is not about trying to stay young. It is about staying well, present, and kind to yourself. When respect and acceptance guide your relationship with your body, every healthy choice becomes easier and more meaningful. Over time, this foundation supports not just physical health, but emotional resilience and peace of mind, allowing you to age with dignity, strength, and appreciation for the body that carries you through each day. Small, consistent, healthy food choices are powerful acts of self-care because they quietly shape how your body feels, heals, and functions over time. Nutrition does not need to be complicated or extreme to be effective, especially as we grow older. What matters most is not perfection, but regular nourishment that supports steady energy, digestion, and overall well-being. Each time you choose to eat in a way that respects your body, you send a clear message that your health is worth protecting, and that message builds confidence and self-trust day by day. For older adults, consistency in eating habits becomes more important than strict rules. Skipping meals, overeating, or following restrictive diets can create stress on the body and lead to fatigue or imbalance. Small, balanced meals with fruits, vegetables, whole grains, lean proteins, and healthy fats help maintain blood sugar levels and support muscle strength. Even something as simple as adding an extra serving of vegetables, choosing water instead of sugary drinks, or eating at regular times can make a noticeable difference in how you feel throughout the day. Healthy food choices also support mental clarity and emotional balance. The brain relies on proper nutrition to regulate mood and focus, and when the body is nourished, the mind becomes calmer and more resilient. Consistent eating habits can reduce irritability, improve memory, and support better sleep. Over time, these benefits create a sense of stability, making it easier to maintain a positive mindset and manage daily stress without feeling overwhelmed. Self-care through food also involves listening to your body with respect. Hunger, fullness, and comfort are signals, not problems to ignore. When you eat mindfully, paying attention to how food makes you feel rather than following strict external rules, you develop a healthier relationship with eating. This approach reduces guilt and emotional eating, replacing them with awareness and balance. Enjoying meals slowly and appreciating flavors turns eating into a nurturing experience rather than a rushed task. Small choices repeated daily are what create lasting change. Choosing a nourishing breakfast, including protein to support muscle health, or preparing simple home-cooked meals can improve strength and immunity over time. These habits do not require special skills or expensive ingredients, only intention and consistency. When healthy eating becomes routine, it no longer feels like effort, but like a natural part of caring for yourself. As the years pass, the body responds best to steady support rather than sudden changes. Each healthy choice, no matter how small, contributes to better mobility, stronger bones, and improved digestion. More importantly, these choices reinforce the belief that you deserve care and attention. Over time, this mindset transforms eating into an act of kindness rather than control, allowing health, energy, and confidence to grow gently and sustainably. One mindful meal at a time, gentle movement each day supports strength, balance, and independence by keeping the body engaged without overwhelming it, especially as we grow older. Movement does not need to be intense or exhausting to be effective. In fact, consistent light activity often provides more long-term benefits than occasional heavy effort. When you move your body daily, even in simple ways, you remind your muscles, joints, and nervous system that they are meant to work together. And this cooperation is what helps you stay steady, confident, and capable in everyday life. For older adults, gentle movement is one of the most reliable ways to maintain independence. Simple actions like walking, stretching, or light strengthening exercises help preserve muscle mass, which is essential for tasks such as standing up, climbing stairs, or carrying groceries. Balance exercises, even as basic as standing on one foot while holding a chair, train the body to stay stable and reduce the risk of falls. Over time, these small movements build trust in your body, making daily activities feel safer and less tiring. Movement also supports joint health and flexibility. When joints are moved regularly, they stay lubricated and less stiff, reducing discomfort and improving range of motion. Gentle stretching in the morning or evening can ease tension and help the body feel more comfortable throughout the day. This ease encourages continued activity, creating a positive cycle where movement leads to comfort, and comfort leads to more movement. Instead of avoiding activity due to stiffness, you learn that motion is often what brings relief. Emotionally, daily movement has a powerful impact. Light exercise increases circulation and releases chemicals in the brain that improve mood and reduce stress. A short walk outdoors, gentle yoga, or simple breathing movements can lift your spirits and bring a sense of calm. This emotional benefit is especially important for older adults, as regular movement can reduce feelings of isolation, anxiety, and low mood. When movement becomes part of your routine, it provides structure and a sense of accomplishment that carries into the rest of the day. Gentle movement also supports long-term health by improving heart function, circulation, and coordination. It helps regulate blood sugar levels and supports better sleep at night. These benefits do not require long workouts or special equipment, only consistency and awareness. Listening to your body and choosing movements that feel safe and enjoyable ensures that exercise remains a positive part of your life rather than a source of pressure or fear. Staying active in a gentle, respectful way allows you to maintain control over your daily life. It supports confidence in your abilities and reduces reliance on others for simple tasks. Each step, stretch, or movement is an investment in your future comfort and independence. Over time, these small daily efforts add up, helping you feel stronger, more balanced, and more secure in your body, allowing you to continue living with freedom, dignity, and trust in yourself. Exercise does not need to be intense to be effective and healing, especially as the body grows older and requires more care than force. Many people believe that if movement is not exhausting or difficult, it does not count. But this belief often leads to avoidance or injury. In reality, the body responds best to consistency, comfort, and safety. Gentle exercise allows the muscles, joints, and heart to stay active without creating stress, making it easier to maintain movement as a lifelong habit rather than a short-term effort. Low-impact activities such as walking, stretching, light strength training, or slow, controlled movements support circulation and muscle tone while protecting the joints. These forms of exercise improve flexibility and help maintain posture, which is essential for balance and mobility. When movement feels manageable, the body relaxes instead of resisting, and this relaxed state allows healing to take place. Blood flow improves, muscles receive oxygen and nutrients, and stiffness gradually decreases, often leading to less pain and more comfort in daily life. Gentle exercise also supports emotional well-being. When you move without pressure or comparison, exercise becomes a source of relief rather than stress. Light activity encourages the release of mu, enhancing chemicals in the brain, helping reduce anxiety and improve overall mood. This emotional benefit is especially valuable for older adults, as movement can bring a sense of control and positivity, reminding you that you are still capable of caring for yourself in meaningful ways. Healing through gentle exercise also means listening to the body's signals. Pain, fatigue, or discomfort are messages, not obstacles. Adjusting intensity, resting when needed, and choosing movements that feel good create a relationship of trust between you and your body. This trust reduces fear of injury and increases confidence in staying active. Over time, the body becomes more resilient because it is supported rather than pushed beyond its limits. Gentle exercise plays an important role in managing chronic conditions and supporting long-term health. It can help regulate blood sugar, support heart health, and improve sleep quality. These benefits come not from intensity, but from regular engagement. Even short sessions, done consistently, can lead to noticeable improvements in strength, endurance, and flexibility. The key is not how hard you work, but how often you show up for yourself. When exercise is approached as a form of healing, it becomes an act of kindness rather than obligation. Each movement becomes a way to support mobility, comfort, and independence. This mindset makes it easier to stay consistent and reduces the pressure to perform. Over time, gentle exercise proves its power by helping the body feel more capable, the mind feel more calm, and daily life feel more manageable, showing that care and consistency are often far more effective than intensity or force. A calm, positive mind set reduces stress and improves overall well-being by changing how the mind and body respond to daily life. Stress does not only come from what happens to you, it comes from how your mind interprets those events. When your thoughts are rushed, negative, or fearful, your body remains in a state of tension, which over time can affect sleep, digestion, heart health, and energy levels. Choosing calm thoughts, especially in the morning and during stressful moments, signals to your nervous system that you are safe, allowing your body to relax and function more efficiently. For older adults, a calm mindset is especially valuable because the body becomes more sensitive to stress. Worry about health, family, or the future can quietly drain energy if it is not managed with awareness. A positive mindset does not mean ignoring reality or pretending problems do not exist. It means meeting life with balance and patience. When you remind yourself that you can handle challenges one step at a time, your breathing slows, your muscles soften, and your heart rate steadies. This calm response protects your physical health while also supporting emotional stability. A calm, positive mindset also improves decision-making. When the mind is relaxed, it becomes easier to make healthy choices throughout the day. You are more likely to eat nourishing foods instead of reaching for comfort foods, and more likely to move your body gently rather than avoid activity. Calm thinking supports consistency because it removes the pressure to be perfect. Instead of feeling overwhelmed, you focus on what is manageable, which leads to better long-term habits and improved well-being. Emotionally, calmness creates space for gratitude, patience, and self-compassion. You become less reactive to small frustrations and more accepting of yourself and others. This emotional balance strengthens relationships and reduces feelings of loneliness or irritability. Over time, a positive mindset becomes a steady companion, helping you navigate change with grace rather than fear. It allows you to enjoy simple moments, quiet mornings, and meaningful connections without rushing through them. A calm mindset also supports better sleep and recovery. When your thoughts are gentle and reassuring, your body can rest more deeply at night. Quality sleep improves memory, mood, and physical healing, creating a cycle of well-being that continues into the next day. This restfulness makes it easier to wake up feeling refreshed and ready to engage with life again. Developing a calm, positive mindset is a daily practice, not a one-time decision. It grows through simple habits like mindful breathing, limiting negative information, spending time outdoors, and speaking kindly to yourself. Each calm thought is a small act of self-care that adds up over time. By choosing peace over pressure and patience over worry, you create a mental environment that supports health, resilience, and contentment, allowing overall well-being to improve naturally and sustainably as you move through each day. Choosing response over reaction brings peace and emotional control because it creates a pause between what happens and how you behave, and in that pause lies your power. Reactions are often automatic and driven by stress, fear, or past experiences, while responses are intentional and guided by awareness. When you react, your body tightens and your emotions take control, but when you respond, you remain grounded and calm. This shift is especially important as we grow older because emotional energy becomes more precious, and protecting it allows life to feel steadier and more manageable. For older adults, many daily stressors can trigger reactions, health concerns, misunderstandings, family issues, or unexpected changes in routine. Reacting immediately may lead to frustration, regret, or unnecessary conflict, which can leave the body tense and the mind unsettled for hours or even days. Choosing to respond instead means taking a breath, allowing emotions to settle, and deciding how you want to handle the situation. This simple pause reduces stress hormones and helps the nervous system return to balance, supporting both emotional and physical health. Responding thoughtfully also improves relationships. When you respond calmly rather than reacting defensively, communication becomes clearer and more respectful. You listen more, speak with intention, and express yourself without blame. This creates understanding instead of distance and strengthens emotional connections. Over time, people around you feel safer and more comfortable, which further reduces tension and creates a more peaceful environment. Emotional control does not mean suppressing feelings. It means expressing them in a way that supports harmony and self-respect. Choosing response over reaction also supports a healthier mindset. It helps you let go of the need to control everything and focus instead on what you can influence, your attitude and actions. This reduces mental exhaustion and creates a sense of inner stability. When you realize that you do not have to react to every thought or emotion, your mind becomes quieter and more focused. This calm mental state supports better sleep, clearer thinking, and improved decision making. Emotionally controlled responses also encourage healthier lifestyle habits. When stress is managed calmly, you are less likely to turn to unhealthy coping behaviors such as overeating or inactivity. Instead, you are more inclined to take a walk, breathe deeply, or choose nourishing foods. Calm responses make it easier to stay consistent with routines that support health and well-being. Over time, this consistency builds confidence and self-trust. Practicing response over reaction takes patience and repetition. It begins with awareness, noticing when emotions rise and giving yourself permission to pause. Even a few seconds of breathing can change the outcome of a situation. With time, this practice becomes more natural, and emotional control feels less like effort and more like strength. By choosing thoughtful responses each day, you create a life that feels calmer and more balanced, where peace comes not from the absence of challenges, but from your ability to meet them with clarity, dignity, and inner control. Life, experience, and wisdom increase personal value with age because every year lived adds depth, understanding, and perspective that cannot be learned quickly or replaced. In a world that often celebrates youth and speed, it is easy to overlook the quiet strength that comes from having lived through challenges, changes, and growth. With age comes the ability to see situations more clearly, to recognize what truly matters, and to respond with patience rather than impulse. This wisdom is not visible on the surface, but it shapes decisions, relationships, and emotional balance in powerful ways. As people grow older, they often underestimate the value of their experiences. Yet every hardship faced, every success earned, and every lesson learned contributes to a rich inner foundation. This foundation allows older adults to remain calm during uncertainty, because they have seen life shift before and know that difficult moments pass. Wisdom brings confidence, not loud or demanding, but steady and reassuring. It reminds you that you do not need to prove yourself or compete, because your worth is already established through your lived experience. This sense of value supports emotional well-being. When you recognize the importance of your experience, self-doubt begins to fade. You become more accepting of yourself and less influenced by external opinions. Emotional strength grows because you understand your own resilience. You have faced change, loss, joy, and growth, and survived them all. This understanding brings peace and reduces anxiety, allowing you to approach each day with calm assurance rather than fear. Life experience also improves relationships. Wisdom teaches empathy and understanding, helping you listen without judgment and speak with care. You become a source of guidance and comfort for others, not because you have all the answers, but because you have learned how to navigate life with balance. This role strengthens your sense of purpose and connection, reminding you that your presence matters. Meaningful relationships contribute to mental and emotional health, making life feel fuller and more rewarding. Personal value is also reflected in how you care for yourself. With age and wisdom comes the understanding that health is precious. You are more likely to choose nourishing foods, gentle movement, and restful routines because you know the cost of neglect. These choices are not driven by fear, but by respect for the body and mind that have carried you through life. This self-respect reinforces your sense of worth and dignity. Recognizing the value of your wisdom allows you to age with confidence rather than regret. You begin to see aging not as decline, but as refinement. Each year adds clarity, patience, and understanding. When you honor your life experience, you stand taller emotionally, knowing that your value does not decrease with age, it deepens. This belief supports self-esteem, purpose, and peace, allowing you to move through life with quiet strength and pride in the person you have become. Purpose and joy remain essential at every stage of life because they give meaning to each day and keep the heart engaged with the present moment. As the years pass, responsibilities may change and routines may slow down, but the need to feel useful, connected, and fulfilled never disappears. Purpose does not have to come from large achievements or busy schedules. It can come from simple, meaningful actions that make life feel rich and worthwhile. Joy, in the same way, is not something reserved for the young. It is something that can be cultivated gently through awareness and intention. For older adults, purpose often shifts rather than fades. It may be found in caring for family, sharing wisdom, nurturing friendships, volunteering, or even maintaining a daily routine that brings structure and peace. Purpose gives direction to your energy and reminds you that you still matter. When you wake up with something to look forward to, no matter how small, motivation increases and emotional health improves. This sense of direction supports mental clarity and reduces feelings of emptiness or isolation. Joy plays a powerful role in emotional and physical well-being. When you allow yourself to experience joy, your body responds with relaxation and positivity. Simple pleasures like enjoying a warm drink, spending time in nature, listening to music, or laughing with loved ones can lift your mood and ease stress. These moments of joy are not distractions from life. They are nourishment for the mind and spirit. They help balance challenges and bring lightness into everyday routines. Purpose and joy also support healthier habits. When life feels meaningful, you are more likely to care for your body and mind. Eating nourishing foods, staying active with gentle movement, and maintaining restful routines become easier when you see them as ways to support a life you enjoy. Joyful movement, such as walking outdoors or stretching with music, feels less like exercise and more like self-expression. This positive association encourages consistency and long-term well-being. Emotionally, purpose and joy strengthen resilience. They help you move through difficult days with greater ease because you have reasons to keep going. Even during times of loss or uncertainty, small sources of joy and meaningful activities provide comfort and stability. They remind you that life still offers beauty and connection, even when circumstances are not perfect. Living with purpose and joy does not require major changes, it requires attention. By noticing what brings you peace, satisfaction, and connection, you begin to shape your days around those experiences. Over time, this creates a sense of fulfillment that supports mental health and emotional balance. Purpose and joy are not goals to be achieved once. They are practices to be returned to daily, allowing life to feel meaningful, gentle, and deeply human at every age. Purpose and joy remain essential at every stage of life because they give meaning to each day and keep the heart engaged with the present moment. As the years pass, responsibilities may change and routines may slow down, but the need to feel useful, connected, and fulfilled never disappears. Purpose does not have to come from large achievements or busy schedules. It can come from simple, meaningful actions that make life feel rich and worthwhile. Joy, in the same way, is not something reserved for the young. It is something that can be cultivated gently through awareness and intention. For older adults, purpose often shifts rather than fades. It may be found in caring for family, sharing wisdom, nurturing friendships, volunteering, or even maintaining a daily routine that brings structure and peace. Purpose gives direction to your energy and reminds you that you still matter. When you wake up with something to look forward to, no matter how small, motivation increases and emotional health improves. This sense of direction supports mental clarity and reduces feelings of emptiness or isolation. Joy plays a powerful role in emotional and physical well-being. When you allow yourself to experience joy, your body responds with relaxation and positivity. Simple pleasures like enjoying a warm drink, spending time in nature, listening to music, or laughing with loved ones can lift your mood and ease stress. These moments of joy are not distractions from life. They are nourishment for the mind and spirit. They help balance challenges and bring lightness into everyday routines. Purpose and joy also support healthier habits. When life feels meaningful, you are more likely to care for your body and mind. Eating nourishing foods, staying active with gentle movement, and maintaining restful routines become easier when you see them as ways to support a life you enjoy. Joyful movement, such as walking outdoors or stretching with music, feels less like exercise and more like self-expression. This positive association encourages consistency and long-term well-being. Emotionally, purpose and joy strengthen resilience. They help you move through difficult days with greater ease because you have reasons to keep going. Even during times of loss or uncertainty, small sources of joy and meaningful activities provide comfort and stability. They remind you that life still offers beauty and connection, even when circumstances are not perfect. Living with purpose and joy does not require major changes. It requires attention. By noticing what brings you peace, satisfaction, and connection, you begin to shape your days around those experiences. Over time, this creates a sense of fulfillment that supports mental health and emotional balance. Purpose and joy are not goals to be achieved once. They are practices to be returned to daily, allowing life to feel meaningful, gentle, and deeply human at every age. Healthy routines create energy, clarity, and long-term freedom because they remove daily guesswork and support the body and mind in a steady, reliable way. When your days follow gentle, consistent patterns, your system knows what to expect, and this predictability reduces stress. Instead of constantly making decisions about what to eat, when to rest, or how to move, routines guide you automatically toward choices that support well-being. Over time, this consistency builds a foundation of strength that makes life feel easier and more manageable. For older adults, routines become especially valuable because energy must be used wisely. Simple habits like waking up and going to bed at similar times, eating regular meals, and moving the body lightly each day help regulate internal rhythms. These rhythms support better digestion, more stable energy levels, and improved sleep. When the body functions smoothly, mental clarity improves as well, making it easier to focus, remember, and stay emotionally balanced throughout the day. Healthy routines also protect against overwhelm. When life feels uncertain or busy, routines provide structure and comfort. Knowing that certain parts of your day are dedicated to self-care, such as a morning stretch, a balanced meal, or quiet rest time, creates a sense of safety. This structure reduces anxiety and helps you feel more in control of your life. Instead of reacting to each day, you move through it with intention and calm. Clarity grows naturally from routine because mental energy is no longer spent on constant decision making. When healthy choices are already part of your day, your mind becomes freer and more relaxed. This clarity supports better emotional regulation and thoughtful responses to challenges. You become less rushed and more present, which improves relationships and overall satisfaction with life. Long-term freedom is one of the greatest benefits of healthy routines. By caring for your body and mind consistently, you protect your independence. Regular movement supports mobility and balance. Nourishing meals maintain strength, and adequate rest supports healing and recovery. These habits reduce the risk of injury, illness, and burnout, allowing you to continue living on your own terms. Freedom does not come from avoiding responsibility. It comes from building habits that support your ability to choose how you live. Healthy routines are not about strict schedules or rigid rules. They are about creating rhythms that feel supportive and realistic. They can be adjusted as your needs change, but their purpose remains the same, to help you feel your best each day. Over time, these routines become second nature, quietly working in the background to support health, confidence, and peace of mind. By committing to simple, consistent habits, you create a life with more energy, clearer thinking, and the freedom to enjoy each stage of life with stability and ease. Rest, hydration, and balance are signs of strength, not weakness, because they show awareness, wisdom, and respect for the body. True needs, in a culture that often praises constant activity and pushing through fatigue, choosing to rest can feel uncomfortable or even guilty. Yet the body is not designed to be in motion all the time, especially as it ages. True strength comes from knowing when to slow down, when to replenish, and when to allow the body and mind to recover so they can function at their best. For older adults, rest is essential for healing and energy renewal. Quality sleep and moments of relaxation allow muscles to repair, the immune system to strengthen, and the brain to process emotions and memories. Without enough rest, even simple tasks can feel exhausting and overwhelming. Allowing yourself regular rest periods throughout the day, whether through short naps, quiet moments, or gentle breathing, helps maintain steady energy and prevents burnout. Rest is not a sign of giving up. It is an active choice to protect your health and longevity. Hydration is another powerful form of strength. Drinking enough water supports digestion, circulation, joint comfort, and mental clarity. As people age, the sense of thirst can become less noticeable, making dehydration more common. Choosing to hydrate regularly is an act of attentiveness and care. Water helps regulate body temperature, supports kidney function, and reduces fatigue. Staying hydrated can also improve focus and mood, making daily life feel smoother and more comfortable. Balance ties rest and hydration together, creating harmony in daily living. Balance means not doing too much or too little, not restricting or overindulging, and not pushing beyond limits or becoming inactive. It allows you to listen to your body and respond appropriately. Balanced days include moments of movement and moments of stillness, nourishing meals and enjoyable treats, social interaction, and quiet time. This balance reduces stress and supports emotional stability. Emotionally, honoring rest and balance builds self-respect. When you stop judging yourself for needing breaks, your inner dialogue becomes kinder. This kindness reduces anxiety and creates a sense of safety within yourself. Over time, this emotional stability supports healthier choices and greater resilience. You begin to trust your body's signals and respond with care instead of criticism. Choosing rest, hydration, and balance also supports long-term independence. By preventing exhaustion and dehydration, you reduce the risk of illness, dizziness, and injury. These simple practices help maintain mobility, mental sharpness, and overall comfort. Strength is not measured by how much you can push, but by how well you can sustain yourself over time. When you embrace rest and balance as strengths, you create a lifestyle that supports health, dignity, and peace, allowing you to move through life with steady energy and quiet confidence. Kindness toward yourself accelerates healing and emotional growth because the way you treat yourself internally sets the tone for how your body and mind recover, adapt, and move forward. Kindness is not about ignoring responsibilities or avoiding improvement. It is about replacing harsh judgment with understanding and patience. When the inner voice becomes gentler, the nervous system relaxes, stress decreases, and the body enters a state where healing is possible. This emotional safety allows both physical and mental recovery to happen more naturally. For many older adults, self-criticism has been a lifelong habit. Years of responsibilities, sacrifices, and expectations can create an inner voice that is demanding rather than supportive. Yet healing begins when you allow yourself to speak with the same compassion you would offer a loved one. Telling yourself that it is okay to rest, okay to move slowly, and okay to make mistakes reduces emotional pressure. This relief alone can ease tension in the body, improve breathing, and lower stress-related discomfort. Emotional growth depends on self-kindness because growth requires honesty without fear. When you are kind to yourself, you can acknowledge limitations, emotions, and challenges without feeling ashamed. This acceptance allows learning and adaptation rather than resistance. You begin to notice patterns in your habits and thoughts without blaming yourself, making it easier to choose healthier responses. Growth becomes a gentle process instead of a painful struggle. Self-kindness also supports physical healing. Stress and self-criticism trigger tension and inflammation in the body, while compassion encourages relaxation and recovery. When you forgive yourself for setbacks, missed routines, or slower progress, your body stays in balance instead of stress. This balance supports better sleep, digestion, and immune function. Healing is not only about what you do, but about the emotional environment you create within yourself. Kindness toward yourself encourages consistency in healthy habits. When you stop punishing yourself for imperfection, it becomes easier to return to nourishing food choices, gentle exercise, and restful routines. Instead of giving up after a difficult day, you remind yourself that tomorrow is another opportunity. This mindset builds resilience and long-term progress because it removes fear from self-care. Emotionally, self-kindness deepens self-trust. You begin to feel safe within your own thoughts and emotions, knowing you will not attack yourself for feeling tired, sad, or uncertain. This safety creates confidence and inner stability. Over time, emotional growth feels less like effort and more like natural unfolding. By choosing kindness each day, you create space for healing, learning, and peace. This compassionate approach allows you to grow emotionally without pressure, helping you feel lighter, stronger, and more at ease with who you are becoming. As life continues to unfold, it is never too late to improve health, mindset, and quality of life because change does not depend on age. It depends on willingness and consistency. The body and mind remain capable of adaptation throughout life, responding to care, attention, and positive habits at any stage. Even small changes can create meaningful improvements, and the decision to begin is always available in the present moment. Letting go of the belief that it is too late opens the door to hope, motivation, and renewed purpose. For many older adults, The idea of change can feel intimidating, especially if past attempts were difficult or disappointing. Yet growth does not require dramatic transformation. Simple actions like drinking more water, choosing nourishing meals, moving gently, or practicing calm breathing can gradually improve how you feel. These small steps accumulate over time, building strength, clarity, and confidence. Progress becomes a series of manageable moments rather than an overwhelming goal. Mindset plays a powerful role in this process. When you believe that improvement is possible, your brain becomes more open and flexible. You begin to notice opportunities instead of limitations. This shift reduces stress and encourages curiosity and learning. A positive mindset does not deny challenges. It allows you to approach them with patience and resilience. Each day becomes a chance to support yourself rather than criticize yourself. Improving quality of life also means redefining what improvement looks like. It may not be about doing more, but about feeling better. Better sleep, steadier energy, less pain, and greater emotional peace are all meaningful improvements. These changes enhance daily comfort and independence, allowing you to enjoy life more fully. Quality of life grows when you prioritize what truly supports your well-being rather than chasing unrealistic standards. Social connection and emotional engagement also contribute to positive change. Engaging in conversations, hobbies, or shared activities stimulates the mind and nourishes the spirit. These connections remind you that you are part of something larger, reinforcing motivation and joy. Even small interactions can lift mood and bring a sense of belonging. The belief that it is never too late empowers you to live with intention. Each day becomes an opportunity to care for your body, calm your mind, and nurture your emotional health. Change does not happen all at once. It unfolds through repeated acts of self-respect and patience. By embracing the present and committing to gentle improvement, you allow health, mindset, and quality of life to evolve together, proving that growth remains possible, meaningful, and deeply rewarding at every stage of life.